The Earth is a beautiful and fascinating place, filled with wonders at every turn. Some of these wonders include some seriously strange borders that give a unique insight into the local culture and history of their locations. While some are more famous than others, there's no denying that the borders on our list are sure to make some eyebrows raise. Welcome to Toporo. Toporo is where we count down the best and leave out the rest. Join us as we take a look at 10 of the world's strangest borders, some of which are sure to puzzle you. Let's get into it. Number 10. Jungholz, Austria and Germany. There are really only two options to travel from the Lech Valley to the Jungholz Valley in Austria. You can either lace up your trusted hiking boots and climb up and over Mount Sortschrofen, or you drive around through the German countryside. To complete the climb without straying accidentally across the border is rather difficult, as this border comes to a precise pinch point, painted on a rock for travelers' convenience. Once you've reached the other side, Jungholz seems to be a simple, quiet agricultural community, but its uniquely designed border allows for a loophole in the German banking regulatory system, so it is quite common for private banks to have registration offices located there. Number 9. Lake Constance in Austria, Switzerland, and Germany. German is the connecting language between the third largest lake in the Central European region. In terms of governance of the watery location, all three of the surrounding nations, Austria, Switzerland, and Germany, tend to disagree. The borders of all three nations arrive at a point at the lakeshore, only to dissolve once the water has been touched. There has never been any treaty agreement that's been reached regarding a division of the lake, so individual local issues, such as boating and fishing rights and licensing, must be settled by individual agreements, rather than an overarching agreement between the three nations. Number 8. The Northwest Angle, United States and Canada. This strange border was born out of a mapping mistake, which mistook the Mississippi's waters, leading to a bulge of Minnesota on the beautiful shores of the Lake of the Woods being stranded and only reachable via land by going through Canadian territory. It remains to be the only part of American soil, besides Alaska, that falls to the north of the 49th parallel line, and it is covered by heavy forestry. With a population of just around 100, this unique border's inhabitants' children have one of the longest school treks in the world. With an average round trip of around 3 hours, it entails crossing over the border a minimum of 4 times a day. Number 7. Llivia, Spain, and France. The Treaty of the Pyrenees, signed at the end of the 30-Year War in 1659, granted a portion of northern Spain to France, but the city of Llivia managed to avoid being included in the deal. They were able to do so based on the fact that the treaty only applied to villages, and Llivia maintained its status as a town. As a result, Llivia continued its allegiance to Spain, all while suddenly being surrounded by French territory. The size of the town is only 5 square miles and has a population of roughly 1,700 people. It is still officially a part of the Catalan province of Girona and is connected by a 2-mile stretch of nation-neutral roadway. Number 6. Hotel Arbez, France and Switzerland. Anyone who has traveled through the border-adjacent Geneva airport will be aware that it has various exits depending on if you desire to enter France or Switzerland. The Hotel Arbez, located just 5 miles north of the Geneva airport, takes the border-adjacent status of the airport even further, being constructed squarely on top of the borderline, making it so that the dining room, kitchen, and other rooms of the building are actually bisected and exist in both France and Switzerland. In 1862, a local businessman received advance notice of a rumored treaty designed to modify the border and decided to construct the hotel to purposely straddle the new proposed borderline prior to the treaty's ratification. Number 5. The DMZ in North and South Korea. North and South Korea's demilitarized zone is easily the most tense and threatened border in the world currently, and has been for some time. This borderline of the two Korean nations, first instituted back in 1953 after the end of a contentious war between the two countries. It is roughly 150 miles long and just over 2 miles wide, and is absolutely packed with weaponry from both sides. At the center of the DMZ, there is a joint security area, which includes a slew of huts in a neutral area where negotiations and visitations between the two nations take place. Famously, Donald Trump, the former United States president, met with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un at the DMZ. As he stepped into North Korean territory, he became the first United States president to do so. Number 4. Penon de Velez de la Gomera, Morocco and Spain. Being the supposed shortest border in the world, Penon de Velez de la Gomera is a Spanish-owned rock fortress located on the coast of Morocco. It used to be an island until a strong storm filled in the gap between the rock and the coast with sand in 1934. This caused it to turn into a peninsula, which is still the case today. It maintains a 90-yard international border from Morocco's mainland. The fortress is home to stationed Spanish soldiers who receive supplies regularly via helicopter, and its border is marked by a simple piece of string laid out across the beach. This is one example of a half a dozen locations claimed by Spain that are located on or just offshore from Morocco. Number 3. Baarle-Nassau, Netherlands and Belgium. Quite possibly the strangest of all the European borders, Baarle-Nassau is located in the quiet southern portion of the Netherlands, where a string of islands belonging to Belgium have come adrift over the years, some of which are even located within Netherlands borders. It is a hilariously hectic string of land swaps that is indeed an absolute disaster to administer. Residential and commercial buildings are located half in one country and half in the other. In the past, mainly for tax purposes, residents have even resorted to moving their front doors into the other country's jurisdiction just to save some money. Number 2. Diomede Islands, United States and Russia. These two relatively unknown islands sit in the Bering Straits, where the Russian and American borders come extremely close to touching. In some places, it's just a few steps away. This border and the international date line that divides the world's time zones exists between Big Diomede in Russia territory and Little Diomede in Alaska, separated by just over 3 miles of water. Who would have thought these two seemingly faraway powerhouses actually share a border together? Number 1. Kaliningrad, Russia and Poland. This ancient relic of Russian past regimes lies on the far side of the Bay of Gdansk. The enclave of Kaliningrad is all that remains after the nations of Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia all declared independence from the Soviet Union over the past few decades, leaving it secluded from Russia's motherland. In the early 20th century, the area actually belonged to Germany and was named Königsberg. However, it was renamed after the conclusion of World War II, and today is utilized for military use based on its strategic positioning. What do you think about these crazy borders? Have you visited any of them? Or are you interested in visiting any of them after learning about them? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more top 10 lists just like this one. This is Toporo, and we're out.